I recently saw an article that posted the 13 questions you need to be asking your listing agent before hiring them to sell your house. So I figured, why not film a video and send it out as this week's newsletter to give you our answers from a company-wide here at Onyx Homes of how we would answer these 13 questions you have to ask a listing agent. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Christian Stubbs. I am a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes. So let's dive right into the answers that I have for these first 13 questions. All right, so question number 1 is, are you a full-time agent? And the answer for our company is yes. We only hire full-time agents, which is very abnormal. Most brokerages or teams will hire anybody that has their license and is willing to pay for their fees or their dues. And that's just not how we do business. We only hire full-time real estate agents. This is their dedication. Here's a stat that might alarm you. This stat was from 2 years ago almost. Is 49% of all licensed agents did not sell a house in the full year. So you have a 50% chance of talking to an agent that has never sold a house, or at least didn't sell a house in the last year. And especially in the climate that we're in the real estate market and how competitive it is, you absolutely do not want to be hiring somebody that has not sold a house. Now, that doesn't give any bearing to the part-time agents, because there are part-time agents that fall into a couple of deals a year. So making sure that you are hiring a full-time agent is incredibly important. So that's our answer to number 1. Yes, we're full-time. All right, so question number 2 is, do you have referrals I can see? And the answer is yeah, absolutely we do. We have sold almost 600 homes since 2020, and we have almost 400 5-star reviews. So what that means is 2/3 of all of our clients have given us a 5-star review. You can check these out on our Zillow profile. You can also check these out on Google. You can read the reviews, you can look at them, and you can read through. But if you need to talk to somebody individually about maybe closer to your unique situation, we can always give you a happy path client. They'd be happy to explain how our services were, what they liked, what they didn't, and everything in between. How much do you charge? Obviously, this is an amazing question that you're talking to any listing agent. You want to make sure you understand. And here's our answer, is we offer a menu of different services, and it really depends on what you are trying to accomplish. We have some more affordable plans and we have some really expensive plans. And we have 3 different things we really offer to all of our sellers. Is we offer a fast and easy cash offer program, where if you give me your address and you want to sell your home and sell it fast for cash, we can get you an offer within a day and you can be closed within a week or 2. That's number 1. Number 2 is we have a flexible commission plan. We have marketing plans that go from a normal marketing plan that is more affordable, starting at 2%, all the way up to really, really big custom marketing plans that are in our white glove listing service that can go up to 5%. It really depends on what the scope of the work is. But we have flexible commission structures, so you can pick the one that makes the most sense for you. Question number 4 is, do you work with both buyers and sellers? And the answer is yes. And there's a term thrown around a lot of a listing agent, and this is usually an agent that is known for really only listing properties and not working with buyers. I've really personally never understood this. I consider myself a real estate agent, not a listing agent, where I help buyers and sellers just as all of our agents on our team do. There's a couple of different things. Is when you're only talking to people selling their house, you only really know half of the market. When you're talking to buyers and sellers, you have a much better idea of what's going on with the market, as well as a lot of sellers are also buying. So being really experienced on just one thing doesn't quite make sense to me. So yes, we work with both buyers and sellers for a lot of different reasons. But for our sellers, it's also really nice because we generate a tremendous amount of people who are looking to buy property. And we can take those buyers to your listings. And we can also test your price. So if you are not sure where you want to price your property, we can take your listing, advertise it off market to our database, and we can get an idea of if that price is reasonable or not. And if it's too low, we'll know ahead of time before it actually hits the open market. There's a ton of benefits of working with an agent that works with both buyers and sellers, and I'd almost be a little eerie or concerned of somebody who only works with sellers. Question number 5 is, how long have you been a realtor? Fantastic question, because you want to get a good understanding of how long somebody's been in the business. But I will give you one twist to this, I'll answer from a company's sake. Obviously, whichever agent on your team you are dealing with, you're gonna have to ask them how long they've been in the business. But I've got 2 major points I want to make here. I personally have been in the business for about 4.5 years, and I've personally sold about 100 or so properties in those 5 years. So that averages out to about 20 properties per year that I personally have sold, and our team has sold 600. But even more context is that, as I really was only focused on me personally selling for the first 2 years of my career, where I sold about 70 properties. And I was really only personally focused on sales for my first 2 years, where I'd sold a total of about 50 to 60 properties. So if you ask your average real estate agent that has been in for the business for 2 or maybe 3 years, how much experience do you have? 3 years might not sound that surprising. But you could also ask somebody that's been in the business for 30 years, how many properties have you sold in the last 2 or 3 years? And their answer is probably not going to be 50 to 60. So my question for you is, would you rather have somebody that has been in the business for a long period of time, or has done a lot of business recently? Especially with all the changes to agency and how buying and selling properties work, I would probably lean towards more experience now. And a side note for the new agents that join our company that are working with clients is we partner all of them up with a mentor that is a top producing agent on our team. And one of the major reasons we do this is because our service to our customers is so important, which frankly is why we have so many 5-star reviews. We want to make sure that every single client gets a great experience. Question number 6 is, do you have a team? Now, this is the answer that a lot of people will give a tap dancing answer to is, yeah, we hire a photographer, we hire a contractor, we hire this, we hire that. That's not a team. You might hire a bunch of independent contractors, which is fine. I did this early in my career before I was able to hire people onto my team. And now we have a team of agents that all have a lot of different benefits. So usually when you're hiring a real estate agent, you are doing just that. You are hiring a real estate agent. When you hire Onyx Homes, you are hiring not only just one agent, but we have 60 plus agents that you are all hiring at the same time. We also have in-house departments, meaning on Onyx Homes, not at the brokerage level where you might have 3 marketing people to 2,000 agents. In our office on our payroll, we have an in-house marketing team. Their job is to focus on marketing. We also have an in-house document management team called a transaction coordinator. This is something that is on our payroll on our team. They only service our agents and our clients. We also have an in-house sales team that is trying to find buyers and sellers who are looking to make deals that help us make you deals with our clients. And we have our real estate agents who are focused on selling. So we have all of these different things, all of these different departments going on where your agent is focused on selling your piece of property, or if you're a buyer, representing you through the process, not worried about the flyers or the marketing or the 600 pages of paperwork. We have experts that are actually on our team that do all these different things. So do we have a team? Absolutely. Question number 7 is something that is huge, especially for those that don't have a team, as we just talked about before, is what is your availability and how can I contact you? Now, we make a commitment to all of our exclusive clients that we are available to you from 8 to 8 every single day. But I will say, if you can't get a hold of your agent for whatever reason, just go ahead and send an email over to contact@onyxhomes.com and see how fast you get a response. We are on top of it for all of our clients. We have tons of people with hands on deck, making sure you get the best possible experience. So unless your email goes to spam, you'll probably get an email back very quickly asking how we can help. Question number 8 is another really good one that I kind of already talked about earlier when I was talking about how many years have you been in the business. Number 8 is, how many homes did you sell last year? So I'll give you a little bit of a history lesson. So we opened our company in 2020. That year we sold 74 homes. In 2021, we grew our company and started building our team, like we talked about earlier, and we sold 130 homes. Now, 2022 was a little bit of a difficult market for a lot of different reasons, but we sold 111 homes that year. In 2023, we sold 143 homes, and in this year, when I'm filming this, 2024, we are on pace to sell about 190. We're hoping to hit our goal of about 200 homes this year. We're probably going to be closer to 300 or 400 next year. So how many homes have we sold this year is a great question for you to ask your agent. But from a company perspective, we've sold almost 600 homes in the last 4.5 years. And if you're wondering why our company is growing as fast as it is, there's 2 major reasons. Number 1, first and foremost, is agents love working at our company because we have so many resources for them to be able to serve their clients better, be able to make their careers better, and frankly, just have better client experience. Number 2 is we also do an amazing job for our clients. We have a lot of resources for our agents that make your life easier as a consumer, and we are super focused on marketing and your customer experience. So there's 2 things from a company level that we do very, very well. It's one of the major reasons why our company here, Onyx Homes, is growing so fast. Question number 9, what is your list to sale ratio? This is my least favorite question in all of real estate because it's really misleading. So let me explain why it's misleading. Number 1, first and foremost, is your list price is almost irrelevant. And here's why I say that is you could have a real estate agent that has an incredible list to sale ratio And it might be because they underlist every single property. If they think the home is going to sell for $1 million, they're going to list it for 950. They have 105% or 6% list to sale ratio, and they look like the hero. But the home was worth $1 million, so it sold for what it was worth. So that's my concern with list to sale ratio. Here's a pro tip on this, is if you don't ask this question and a listing agent is hammering list to sale ratio, be prepared, or I should say, like, have your ears wide open, your eyes wide open to, they might be trying to just underprice your property. Because if that's their thing that they talk about in the listing presentation, probably their mantra is to underprice property. Just as a pro tip. Now, if you want to know your list to price ratio, you also want to make sure you're looking in the same price point, in the same market, because it's different all over the place. So again, if you're looking for list to sale ratio on your property, we can get you that number. But overall, this is one of my least favorite stats that real estate agents talk about. All right, question number 10. How many clients do you work with at a time? Another really good question. Is, again, I'll repeat what I talked about earlier, is most real estate agents, when you hire them, you're hiring a real estate agent. You get whatever that person can handle. And if they're really successful, they might have an assistant. Now, again, when you hire a team, you're going to be hiring somebody with a lot of resources. And our agents really only focus on the selling aspect and serving you as the client. We have a marketing team to handle the marketing. We have a paperwork team to handle the paperwork. And we have a lot of lead generation and inside sales people to find people who are looking to buy and sell. Now, the reality is the amount of people that each individual agent would work with is going to be varied, but the average is about 15 to 16 people who are actively moving and on the market. But I can give you some stats here. Is on average, our agents handle about 20 to 25 different people at one given time who are all actively looking, shopping, and listing their property. And as a company, we have 360-ish people right now that are all in that actively shopping and listing stage. So we can probably handle more than most people because our agents have so many resources. But again, it's going to depend on the actual agent you're talking to. Number 11 is another really good question. It's how many homes have you sold in this area? Now, I don't know where you live, but I can show you a map of all the homes that we've sold in the last 4.5 years. And this is probably more like 3 years because the picture's a little bit old. But you can see there's a lot of pins on the map. And I will be the first person, or we will be the first people to tell you that if we have no expertise in your marketplace, we would be happy to refer you to somebody that absolutely does. So it's definitely a fantastic question to ask if an agent's never sold a property in your area. The questions there go from, like, can they sell the property? Do they have the marketing and all of those things to sell your property? Or would you be better referred out to the best agent in your marketplace? We can help you figure that out as well too. Number 12 is one of my absolute favorite questions, is can you make recommendations to increase price? One of the very first questions we ask our sellers or anybody that's thinking about selling their home when we sit down or have a conversation about it is, what are you looking to accomplish with your sale? If you are looking to sell your house for as fast as possible, quick and easy, we have our cash offer program. We can get homes on the market very quickly. But on the flip side, if you're looking to sell your home for as much money as possible, there's a lot of different ways to do that. And we always go through a cost market analysis. And here's what we look for, is we look for where are the areas where we can spend the least amount of money to make sure we increase the sales price as much as possible. We don't want to go in there and spend $150,000, $200,000 on a remodel if you're only going to sell the house for $200,000 more. We'd rather you spend $20,000 or $30,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 to sell a home for $50,000, $60,000 way more. That is what we're looking for, is the easy money there, unless a full renovation makes sense as well too. Again, in our white glove listing service, this is something where we can actually go in and do all these repairs for you on our dime, and then you go ahead and pay this at closing. This is something that makes your life very easy. You're not project managing. It's something we handle for you, hence the white glove service. So you're interested in that, go over to onyxhomes.com/sell and drop your information and learn more about our white glove service. Last but not least, number 13, one of the most important questions on here is, how will you market our home? So I'll start by saying we were going to do all of the traditional methods that you should be used to if you've ever looked or sold a property before. Is we syndicate everything on the MLS. Not like most teams or real estate agents, we syndicate over to 2,000 different websites. Most will only syndicate to a few dozen. Number 2 is we have a targeted direct mail campaign. We have a database of our leads that we go through. We also will do an open house strategy as well as a professional photography. Now, this is where most agents stop, but I'm going to go ahead and put on the screen our 3 different packages that we offer to our clients: silver, platinum, and white glove service. And if you're saying, Christian, there's a lot of bullet points on here, I don't want to read everything. Here's the reality is our marketing, I can pretty much guarantee, is going to get your property in front of way more eyeballs than any other agent out there. Most agents will put a home on the MLS. They'll do open houses. Hopefully they're taking professional photography, but that's about it. As we go way above and beyond, as we really look at ourselves as a marketing company, we're going to get more eyeballs, more views. We're going to have a better strategy to sell your home. So there's a lot of things we do to not make this video 3.5 hours long. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but if you want to chat about it, again, you can head over to onyxhomes.com/sell. Drop your information and we'll reach out and talk about your unique situation. Now, let me end with a quick story here is we listed a property and our client chose the white glove service. So we went in, we did some paint, we did some flooring, and we staged the property. We also did our full marketing campaign, and within that is our digital marketing campaign where we are running ads all over the place. So come to the open house and the buyer comes in and first comes in with their kids. And the kid says, hey, that's the guy that's on the TV. And mom and dad walk in, and our agent's looking there and saying, what do you mean? And come to find out that the buyers had seen our commercial on TV of this property. They told our agent this, is they weren't going to go look at the house when they saw it on Zillow because of the pictures. They thought it just didn't have the right floor plan for what they were looking for. Then when they saw the commercial on TV, they saw the video tour, and they realized the floor plan wasn't what they thought it was. So they went and toured it. Fast forward, this was the buyer that ended up buying the property. They ended up paying more than anybody else. And this net our seller at least an additional $20,000 on a $900,000 purchase price. So if that isn't worth the additional investment into additional marketing, I don't know what is. And this happens all the time. All right, so those are your FAQs, your 13 most commonly asked questions. So if you have any questions that we did not answer, go to onyxhomes.com and drop your question. We'd be happy to answer. Again, my name is Christian Stubbs. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.